Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hafizuddin bin Ali. I'm from class CS2595A. So today I will present about my final year project, which is car number plate recognition for our residents. For the introduction, automatic number plate recognition (ANPR) has become a part of our lives and promises to remain so in the future as it is compatible with proposed transportation technology. Numerous opportunities to alter the foundational transportation system are presented by the idea of autonomous vehicles. The parking lot barrier and the roadside camera are no longer the only security measures in place. Over the years, it has evolved into a mobile system, originally being used in automobiles, but more recently, with the introduction of smartphone technology, many MPR devices have also become handheld. So next is problem statement. The three problem statement, which is many industries which still rely on guards, a conventional security system as their primary defense. Those guards still employ a manual system to keep track of cars entering and leaving the premises without being detected. The second problem statement is logbooks also act as a method of recording the number plate of the car. Last but not least, this manual system administration also consumes a lot of energy to maintain. Every shift, the guards are required to update the logbook whenever a new car enters the destination area. Then we move to research question and research objective. For the research question, the first one is what is the feature of number plate and the suitable technique to locate and read car number plate. The second question is how to design the car number plate recognition process using CNN. And the third one is how to develop and measure the accuracy of the CNN technique in car number plate recognition system. For the research objective, first one is to identify number plate features and determine the suitable technique to locate and read car number plate number. And the second one is to design a prototype car number plate recognition system using CNN. And the third one is to develop the car number plate recognition system. For the research scope of the project, I divided the scope into three, which is data, user, and technique. For the data, this system development will make use of data sets that include instances of measured number plates. For the user, the system can be implemented by the person in charge of the residence home security system to bolster the residence security. And the technique, the system utilizes CNN methodology, which is divided into three processing methods, which is number plate extraction, character segmentation, and character recognition. For the research significance, there are three research significance, which is the first one is to assist the person in charge of the residence security system in raising the degree of the residence's security and typically sufficient to foresee criminal activity. The second significance is the system is more dependable than a guard who watches over the residence during a specific time or shift, and it is also sufficiently efficient thanks to its high accuracy readings and 24/7 operation. The third significance is this system can save the cost for the security department of the residency by eliminating the need for any guards and freeing up the funds to pay for technical service for the system. Next, we move to the project literature review. So the first one is about car. The system can detect number plate and vehicle identification number, which is VIN, but the number plate recognition is more reliable because number plate have a fixed format, region-wise, and like number plate have a standard and a visible look with foreground and background with stark contrast. For the second one is house residency. Tranquility is one of the most aspect in the house residency. It is because house is the most appropriate space which is provide place for people and protects. Because after completion of occupation and various social challenges, they require a space for rest and reflection. So we move to the domain of this project, which is security. If the house residency has a low degree of security, it could lead to security breach due to the traditional method, which is considered as passive method. The fourth one is the technique. The technique that we will use is OpenCV and optical character recognition (OCR). The technique of OpenCV is used for rectangular objects and edge detection using canny edge method. And for optical character recognition (OCR) is because it has good accuracy and inference time for a wide variation of illumination. It is utilized for character recognition, giving an accuracy of up to 75%. Next, we move to image recognition. Image recognition is a technique in convolutional neural network, which is CNN, CNN is a deep learning algorithm which can take in an input image. CNN is a technique in machine learning, which is machine learning is to recognize patterns in data. Machine learning seeks to automatically learn meaningful relationships and patterns from examples and observations. Last but not least, we move to example of the system. According to research, there is a system check-in and check-out system using number plate recognition. The system is when a vehicle reaches the vicinity of the checkpoint, CCTV will capture the vehicle number plate. Automatic number plate recognition (NPR) will automatically recognize its plate number using image processing, and it will store the information in the database for registration and surveillance purpose. It can be viewed online through web application. Next, we move to the project methodology. For this project methodology, there are 8 phases, which is the first one is project formulation. The activities in the phase is to identify problem, background study. At the end, we can get the problem statement, project scope, research question and research objectives, and project significance. For the second phase is knowledge acquisition. The activities in this phase is to reading and searching for information, and the deliverables that you can get is literature review, knowledge presentation, system architecture, system cycle, and system interface. For the data collection phase, the activities in this phase is to collect data from a prepared data set from websites. At the end, we can get a raw data set from GitHub. And the next phase is data preprocessing. The activities in this phase is to resizing the data from dataset, and at the end the system can recognize the car number plate. The next phase is design model. The activities in this phase is to design model architecture, and at the end we can get the CNN architecture model and flow. For the development phase, the activities in this phase is to develop the system, which is we can get the number plate recognition for house resident pass. And the next phases is test and evaluation. The activities in this phase is to experimental evaluation and test the system. At the end, we can get the accuracy performance of the system. And last but not least, the documentation phases, which is we write the report about the system, and at the end we will get the final report of the system. So that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.